What's up, awesome YouTubers? Ryan1988 or Justin back here to do a video for you all. Hope you're all doing well out there, and today I thought I would do my end of the month movie update showing you everything that I picked up within the month of February, from 4Ks, Blu-rays, even a DVD, and stuff from boutique labels, brand new movies, some Fox, 20th Century Fox 4Ks that I picked up for a great price. Variety of different stuff here, guys, different genres of films that I want to talk about and let you guys know what I thought about them or these releases. So if you guys have seen any of these, if you have these, let me know what you guys think about these titles down in the comments below. I hope you're all doing well out there. Once again, just thank you for your love and support. I'm at 4,080 subscribers, and that is just amazing, guys. I just love talking about movies. I love horror movies. I love all genres of films. I like talking about physical media like many of you all like to do. Nostalgic stuff, positivity, all of that, happiness. And I just really appreciate you guys supporting this channel, watching these videos, watching the channel. Just thank you for your love and support, guys. It really means a lot to me. I know I say that a lot, but I truly mean it. If it wasn't for you guys, I don't know if I'd still be doing this 13 years later. So once again, just thank you for your love and support. And let's get started with this movie update. So, gonna start off differently. Normally, I like to talk about the horror movies last, but we're gonna talk about that genre first, and then we're gonna go into other different genres of films. And these are all boutique labels, by the way, or, kind of in like the boutique label world. So we're going to start with 3 Blu-rays that I actually got overseas. All 3 of these are Region 2, so if you have a region-free player, you could pick these up for a pretty good price, because I know the American Blu-rays are out of print, or the Region 1 Blu-rays are out of print. But if you do not have a region-free player, and if you do want to pick these up, you have to have that region-free player in order to play them. That's a lot of tongue twisters there, and I do apologize. But getting started with the first one that I picked up is the movie Dolls. Stuart Gordon's Dolls from 1986, I believe. This one had a Scream Factory release, but that is long out of print, and I didn't want to pay the money that it's going for now, so this was $23 on Amazon, and so I decided to pick it up. Again, a Region 2, Region B Blu-ray, so you will need a region-free player. But I have a region-free player, and I wanted to add this to the collection. Rest in peace, Stuart Gordon, one of my favorite directors within the horror movie genre. Reanimator, and then From Beyond, 2 of my favorites. I can't believe I blanked on that. I love both those movies, and Dolls is a really fun one, so I wanted to pick that one up. Pretty bare bones release besides a director's commentary, but I'm just really happy to have the movie on Blu-ray, a physical copy of this movie, because again, that Scream Factory release is long out of print. So Dolls, classic cover there. I love that, and really happy to have that in the collection. The next one is also a out of print, or was a out of print Scream Factory release. I don't have that release. I just know that Scream Factory did release this movie. I have the Region 2 Blu-ray from the same company, which is 101 Films from overseas, and that is Lords of Salem. So same company that released Dolls also released this one as well. Again, pretty bare bones release from what I've seen on the back, but you do get 2 different cuts of the movie. You get the theatrical cut on Blu-ray, and you get the director's cut on DVD. You will need that region-free player once again, but if you have that, I definitely recommend picking this up, because that Scream Factory release goes for almost $100. And, this is a good movie. It's definitely not worth picking up, a $100 Blu-ray in my opinion. But it is a fun film, and it's a movie that I wanted to add to my collection, but also my Clive Barker collection, because I have pretty much all his films. I don't know if I have everything, but I have Hellraiser and Nightbreed, and Lord of Illusions. It's a fun 90s film. Some outdated CGI that doesn't work well today, but besides that, it is 90s nostalgic, and something that I wanted to add to my collection. So I'm glad I found that. Again, that was like $23, so it beats, paying like $70 for an out-of-print Blu-ray. And the last one, I don't know if this has a Region 1 or Region A Blu-ray, but I picked up the Region 2 Blu-ray copy of Cube, and Cube was released by Lionsgate overseas. So again, I don't know if this has a Region 1 release, but I found this on eBay. Again, great price. I think this was like $15. If there is a Region 1 release, I think it's long out of print. This actually does come with some bonus features, an interview with an actress from the film, audio commentary with the cast and crew, storyboard, so some cool bonus features. But again, this is 90s nostalgic. This is something that I remember watching on the Sci-Fi Channel, and it's something that I haven't seen in a while, so I'm looking forward to actually rewatching this one and checking this one out soon. Alright guys, so now we're going to get into my Scream Factory titles that I picked up. One is a brand new 4K that came out a couple weeks ago, and the others I got during the recent Scream Factory February Valentine's Day sale that they were having. And you know, as far as my collection goes, I think I'm pretty much caught up with the titles that I want to get, unless I come across something that I've never seen before or something that's out of print, maybe for a great price. I'll pick it up, but I think I pretty much got everything that I want, again, so far, so we'll see what happens in the future. But the first thing I picked up is a 4K release of The Howling. So this is a brand new release from Scream Factory. Came out in the beginning of February or like mid-February. And this is one of my favorite werewolf movies. I do go back and forth between this and American Werewolf in London, which is my favorite werewolf movie. But this right now is my second favorite werewolf movie, and then my first one would be American Werewolf in London. Love this Joe Dante classic film, though. Great werewolf movie, awesome werewolf movie, and one that I love. Dee Wallace is in this. Special effects, or practical effects, are awesome. They still hold up really well today. Still some eerie scenes in this movie. And one of the best werewolf movies out there. So if you've never seen this, definitely check this one out. If you have a 4K player, this was one that I would say is worth owning in your collection, just because it's an awesome film. I have not seen the presentation, yet. So, if you find the Blu-ray for a cheaper price, and if you want to pick that up, if you don't own it yet, and if you don't want to pay like $35 for it, you could buy the Blu-ray for a cheaper price. But being that I am a huge Howling fan, though, and if I'm recommending a movie to own, and if you have a 4K player, if you're wanting to watch this movie for the first time, if you can find the 4K for a great price, pick it up. But anyway, I'm excited to watch this, get caught up watching this transfer. I've heard it's amazing, and I'm looking forward to revisiting one of my favorite movies. So if you guys want to see a review of this at some point, once I finish it, once I watch it, let me know, and I will make a review, or I will, post a review of The Howling 4K, and then talk about my love for the movie. So anyway, I picked that one up. And speaking of Howling, I did pick up Howling 3. So, we got a lot of Howling sequels, some better than others, some camptastic. Is that a word? Camptastic? Some not so good, but Howling 3 is a fun one. I have Howling 2 on Blu-ray, the Scream Factory release that's now long out of print. I have the first one from Scream Factory. This one was on sale during their February, scares sale that they had going on, and I had to pick it up. So Howling 3, I finally have all the Howling movies from Scream Factory, at least, on Blu-ray and 4K. So Howling 3 there. Talk about some 80s cheese here, which I've never seen, but I think it's going to be 80s cheese. And that is Zombie High with Virginia Madsen. So this was $10, so $10.99 during the sale, and I've never seen this movie. I know for the longest time, the only way you can get this was on a VHS, or if you went to a convention, if they had one of those burned DVDs, you can buy it there. But I've never seen this. I've never owned this before, and so I'm looking forward to watching Zombie High. So maybe I'll review it for, again, a fun, campy review. We'll see what happens, but Zombie High, let me know if you guys have seen this one. I've never seen it, but for $10.98, that was a great price. And you can tell this is one of their earlier Shout Factory, Scream Factory titles. because of the way that the Blu-ray and DVD looks, the artwork. That kind of reminds me of like their first year of releasing like double feature Blu-rays that they had out there. But again, very happy to own it. Looking forward to watching it, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a good time with this one. So I picked that one up. Talk about another fun movie that I remember watching growing up, and it has Leslie Nielsen, rest in peace. I think it's a Mel Brooks movie, and that is Dracula, Dead and Loving It. A film that I remember renting on VHS at the local mom and pop's video store, and then loving it. And over the years, watching it, revisiting the movie, and loving it. So I'm looking forward to watching this Blu-ray, checking out the transfer, and watching the movie again because it's been maybe 10 years since I've seen this movie, maybe even more. So I'm looking forward to revisiting Dracula, Dead and Loving It. Going on to another title that was like $11.98. I've heard that the Blu-ray does not look the best, but I love the movie. It's a great werewolf movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I remember loving it. And again, this was $11.98. That is Dog Soldier. So, they have the previous Blu-ray out there, which I don't know if that's out of print or not. I don't know how much it goes for, but when I was going through, Scream Factory sale that they had going on, this was $11.98, and this is a great werewolf movie. Again, I've not watched the transfer. I've heard mixed things about it, but as far as the movie goes, rather you buy the old Blu-ray, the DVD, or wait for a better release of the movie, which I don't know if they're doing another release of this movie. Any company out there, maybe they are, I don't know. But if anything, for the movie itself, it is a great movie. And if you've never seen it, try to watch it somehow. Maybe it's on streaming somewhere. One of the best werewolf movies and kind of an underrated werewolf movie. It does have a fan base out there, but I don't hear enough people talk about Dog Soldier. So check that one out if you've never seen it. And the last Scream Factory title that I got during the sale, I actually think this is going out of print. So I got this for $11.98, and I've never seen this, but if you know me, I love nostalgic stuff. I love 80s movies. Of course, I love horror movies. And this is one of those 80s horror movie comedies that came out kind of in the mid 80s, late 80s, and that is Dracula. So I've never seen this. Again, going into this movie, not really knowing too much except for the lead actor there from Summer School and Bad Dreams. His face, he's been in a lot of 80s movies. Dracula, I'm a big Once Bitten fan, and if it's anything like that movie, I'm looking forward to watching this one. But picked it up for $11.98. That was a great price, or maybe $14.98. If anything, though, it was a great deal. And if you're a fan of this movie, definitely pick it up from Scream Factory, because I think this is one that's going to go out of print. If it not, it's already out of print. But yeah, pick up Dracula if they still have it in stock, or find it on Amazon, eBay, their website, and own it in your collection. If you're not a werewolf fan, if you're a vampire fan, if you love 80s movies, and if you are a fan of this movie itself, pick it up if you don't have it before it goes out of print. All right, guys, so the final stack of movies I have here are all pretty much different genres of films. New release movies, steelbooks, a DVD that I picked up at the Dollar Tree for $1 or $1.25, depending on what Dollar Tree you go to. But we'll start with the DVD. And the DVD I picked up is Pieces of April. So I don't know if this has a Blu-ray, but for $1, I think $1 at my store, it was worth picking up. Pieces of April is a film that I remember watching when it first came out on DVD and really enjoying the movie. So it's been a long time since I've seen it, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great film still. And Pieces of April, pick that up for $1 at the Dollar Tree. The next 4 titles I actually got, all are from, Fox or 20th Century Fox releases, 4K titles, and Amazon had these for a really good deal. The first one is a trilogy box set, $24.98, and that's a great price for all these movies on 4K, and that is the Planet of the Apes Matt Reeves trilogy. So speaking of Matt Reeves, I'm looking forward to the Batman. Every time this movie gets closer and closer to its release date, I get more excited for it. So looking forward to watching Matt Reeves' Batman. But I love Matt Reeves' Planet of the Apes trilogy, especially Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. That is my favorite. But love the trilogy. I had these Blu-rays, but for $24.98, this was a great deal for all three movies on 4K, and they come with their Blu-rays. So really cool there. Had to grab that one, and I actually have the original Planet of the Apes box set with the first, 5 films from the original franchise. So I plan to do a really awesome marathon watching those 5 films, watching the Tim Burton movie, which I do have on Blu-ray, and then watching the Matt Reeves movies. The next 3 titles are all, again, Fox titles, 20th Century Fox titles. All of these are on 4K, and they were like either $11.98 or $14.98. And the first 2 are actually the Deadpool movies. So these are the Blu-ray slipcovers. I kept those just because I love them, especially that Blu-ray slipcover with the unicorn. But they are the 4Ks on the inside, so I'll show off the 4Ks. This one was $11.98, and as you can see, I think this is, a reissued release because that has the kind of Disney Fox or, 20th Century Fox banner right there. So kind of the Disney trademark. So I picked that one up for $11.98. I thought that was a great price for that. And so I wanted to grab that. And then Deadpool 2, again, I kept the slipcover, the Blu-ray slipcover, but I do have the 4K release there. Again, kind of a re-release because of that banner. Again, that's kind of, Disney's trademark now for a lot of their movies. So, I picked that one up. Again, this one I think was like $14.98, so still a great price. And then I picked up the Revenant on 4K. Again, this is the really cool slipcover that came with the Blu-ray. Kind of open this up and show you what it looked like. But really cool. There was only a few films that had this kind of release. I think Joy and Jackie, which I have both those movies, had that same slipcover, and that really didn't last too long. Again, 20th Century Fox went out of business and Disney took over those titles. So, but yeah, I love these slipcovers. But anyway, there is the 4K. And again, I think it's a re-release 4K release because of that banner right there. Again, that's the Disney trademark right now. So kind of the look that a lot of their 4K and Blu-ray releases have. But The Revenant, great movie. It's been a while since I've seen it, but great performances, great look of the film, great atmosphere. This is the film that Leo finally won his Oscar with, even though I think Wolf of Wall Street and so many other films he deserved the Oscar. I'm glad he finally won it with The Revenant. So very happy to own this on 4K. Some upgraded movies for a great price. So, one tip when it comes to upgrading Blu-rays to 4K, if you love films, if these are your favorite movies, if you're wanting to go and look for those titles on 4K, try to find them for a great price if you're upgrading. At least I try to do that. Now, sometimes I pay full price to upgrade something, but a lot of catalog titles, I try to wait and find them for a great price. So if there's any tip that I can give you guys, if you have the Blu-ray of a certain movie, and if you want to wait for a great price to upgrade that on 4K, then kind of wait and search around and try to find a great deal on some of your favorite movies to upgrade on 4K. All right, so the last stack of movies I have here, which is about 5 or 6 of them, are all pretty much brand new releases. 2 of them are Best Buy exclusive steelbooks, which I'm really happy I have those. I love both movies. And then the other 4 titles are all actually like brand new movies that I got on 4K. So going over the steelbooks, I picked up The Punisher, the Thomas Jane Punisher on 4K. So this was an upgrade from my Blu-ray, and I love this movie. This is one of those great comic book movies, graphic novel movies that came out, before we had the Avengers and the MCU and DCU. This was one of those early, well, not so early, but those early 2000s superhero movies that came out. And, back then, a lot of them were better than others. Some were, not so great, but this was always one of my favorite ones. And actually, when it comes to a lot of those movies, I was a fan of a lot of them. There was only some of those rare few that I disliked, but this was one of those best, this was one of the best films to come out from those comic book movies in the early mid 2000s, and really happy to have the Punisher. And this is a great steelbook. I'll show you the inside. Very happy with it. Love the way that looks. I love what Lionsgate is doing with these steelbooks with these slipcovers. Very cool. And speaking of these Lionsgate 4K steelbooks, I did pick up La La Land, and one of my favorite movies of all time. I love this film. I adore this movie, and very happy to have, again, this 4K steelbook, and really love the artwork. Again, great slipcover, and then when you take off the slipcover, you do have really cool or awesome artwork right there. And then on the back, and then if you open it up, kind of looks great together. So very cool. Big fan of La La Land. Great movie. It's actually a film that every time I watch it more and more, I love it even more and more. So very happy to own La La Land on 4K now. I had the Blu-ray, and now I have the 4K steelbook. So very cool. And the last 4 4Ks are all brand new movies. The first one I actually saw in theaters, or the first two I actually saw in theaters that I'm going to talk about. But the first one I'm going to talk about is Resident Evil: Welcome to Raccoon City. This movie came out, did not do well, and, overall, just a lot of people didn't seem to like it. I personally love it. I am not a big video gamer, but I do love video game adaptations. Resident Evil is always a game, though, that I remember seeing images of. I remember playing some of the games, and I can tell you right now that this movie is definitely true to the video games overall. And I had a really great time watching this. Very entertaining movie, very suspenseful at times. Again, a true adaptation to the Resident Evil video games. I'm a big fan of the Paul W.S. Anderson, Mila Jovovich movies. I love most of those. They're a lot of fun. The first film is still my favorite out of all the Resident Evil movies. But this is the most true to the video games, and I had a great time with this. So if you've never seen this, if you're kind of hesitant to watch this movie because you heard a lot of negative reviews, give this movie a watch. Check it out, guys. See what you think of it. The director also directed Strangers Pray at Night, which is one of my favorites, and then he directed 47 Meters Down and its sequel. I love that first 47 Meters Down movie. That's one of my favorite shark movies. I love the director. I think he's underrated. I think he knows how to create atmosphere, and that's one of his strong points. So great director, in my opinion. Great movie. Definitely check that one out if you've never seen it. The next one is Ghostbusters Afterlife. Rest in peace to Ivan Reitman. Hopefully I said his name right. But the original director of Ghostbusters 1 and 2. His son, Jason Reitman, directed this movie, and he did a great job. Like, if you are a Ghostbusters fan, if you've never seen the new one, please check it out. It is, such a great follow-up to not only the first two movies, but really the first film. This one connects more to the first movie, and I just thought they did a beautiful job with this movie. So if you've never seen this yet, definitely check out Ghostbusters Afterlife. It is worth owning in your collection. If you're a fan of, the first two Ghostbusters, or if you're a fan of the franchise, because honestly, I know it's nowhere near, up there with like the first, the original franchise, but I'm a big fan of the 2016 movie as a standalone movie. I love that film. But going back to this is like true, heartwarming, a true heartwarming movie to that original movie and the original Ghostbusters team. So if you're a fan of those movies, if you love the original Ghostbusters team, if you want a great follow-up, actually an amazing follow-up to those movies, especially the first movie, Ghostbusters Afterlife is one to definitely check out. And the last two are Disney released movies. I'm not seeing any of these yet, so I'm looking forward to watching them. I've heard The first one I'm going to talk about, I've heard mixed things on. A lot of people say it's one of the weakest Marvel MCEU movies. And then the other one I'm going to talk about is like, just praise from a lot of people. So I'm looking forward to watching both of them. But the first one is Eternals, which is the latest Marvel movie to come out. Again, I haven't seen this one yet. I missed it in theaters. Really love that artwork and slipcover. This one got mixed reviews. Either people love it, like it, or hate it. But it was not received really well by critics and some moviegoers. But I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm a big Marvel fan. I love the MCEU films. I've been following them pretty much since 2008 with the first Iron Man movie. And I've been following them since. I love what they do. I love this universe. And I've really not disliked any of the movies so far. So hopefully, I love this or actually like it and I'm not, displeased with it. So we'll see what happens. But Eternals, I picked it up on 4K. Really happy to own it. I own all those movies and had to own that one in the collection. And hopefully I pronounced this right, but Encanto, hopefully I said that right. I think it's Encanto. Either way, the latest Pixar Disney movie to come out from Disney Pixar. I think it's Pixar. Is it Disney? I think it's just Disney. But anyway, I've heard amazing things about this. Encanto, hopefully I'm saying that right. I've heard it's amazing, so I'm looking forward to watching it. It's a film that I didn't really know too much about when it was out in theaters, and then I've had family members recommend it, and I've heard nothing but amazing things about this movie. So I'm looking forward to watching this. Again, hopefully I pronounced it right and I did not mispronounce it, but I've heard nothing but great and heartwarming things about this movie, so I'm looking forward to watching that one and checking that one out finally. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this update. That is everything that I picked up within the month of February. And look out for, my end of the month, March update, which, again, I try to do these at the end of each month. Sometimes, I have to do them at the beginning of a month if I run out of time, but I try to do them at the end of the month. At the end of each month. So just thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate, once again, your support and your love for the channel. Thank you for watching the videos. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for liking. But most importantly, thank you for your love and support and watching these videos, guys. 13 years going strong. And I look forward to making more videos and more content for you guys. And I hope you're all doing well. So have a great rest of the weekend. Happy Saturday to you all. And I'll definitely talk to you guys soon. So, as always, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. And with the positive out with the negative, go eat some Skittles. So much love to you all. And remember to always be yourself because you're amazing and you're beautiful and you're awesome. So, all right, guys. Much love to you all. And I'll definitely talk to you soon.